Nadine Gordimer was born on November 20th, 1923, in the small gold mining town of Spring, South Africa. Gordimer's work was influenced by all the political issues her country went through with the injustice of life under apartheid. She wanted for the world to see the unfairness of apartheid through her stories and was determined to make a difference in South Africa. Growing up, Nadine Gordimer was raised in a secular household. She witnessed rampant acts of racism in her neighborhood, and she saw activism by her mother. Her father, on the other hand, helped form Gordimer's political identity with its experience as a refugee in Tsarist Russia. These actions turned Nadine Gordimer into a woman who was deeply disturbed by the racial issues and inequalities in her country, which moved her to create a body of work dealing with the issues of the South African society. She was born with a love of writing, and her first book was published when she was only at the age of 15. Her mind was focused on what she wanted to do, and through each book she wrote, she had something to say about South Africa's system. She started out writing short stories at first, but as time passed, she quickly turned to writing books. Later on in her years, she settled in Johannesburg after dropping her studies from the University of Witwatersrand, where she stayed a year, and not too long after, she married Dr. Gerald Gavron. They had a daughter, and just as things seemed all right in her life, she divorced 2 years later in 1952 and got remarried with Reinhold Cassirer, in which they later ended up having their second child. But through all of this, her writing still continued. Her books became very popular outside of her country. Some even appeared in the New York Times magazine and were seen as a true work of art, but because they showed the way apartheid was unfair and injustice, they were soon banned in South Africa. Her best-selling book, A World of Strangers, was forbidden by the South African government, but that didn't stop her from showing the world all the problems South Africa was going through. On the contrary, she became more involved, joining the African National Congress, even though it was listed as an illegal organization by the South African government, and she even took the time to take part in anti-apartheid activities as well. Not only that, but she soon became close friends with Nelson Mandela. She worked with his attorneys, and she even had the honor to help with the speech, "I am prepared to die." She was even one of the first people that Nelson Mandela requested to see when he was let out of prison in 1990. Her work only grew bolder as time continued, and she was soon achieving the recognition she deserved. Her books became very popular because they inspired others with their meaning. Nadine Gordimer received the W.H. Smith Commonwealth Literary Award, first of many international honors for her amazing work, and the Nobel Peace Prize as well. During the 1990s and 2000s, she was active in the HIV/AIDS movement, which was a major public health crisis in South Africa. She compiled a book, Telling Tales, which was a collection of stories from major writers to raise funds for the Treatment Action Campaign. Never once did she not think of others, and through literature she showed that a difference can be done. Some of her most notable hard-working books are A World of Strangers, A Guest of Honor, The Late Burgery's World, Burger's Daughter, and July's People. These books took on a big impact, especially back in her home in South Africa. Apartheid wasn't a subject Nadine Gordimer originally decided to write about since she was a young girl, but it was something so important that she couldn't deny. It was impossible for her not to dig deeper into the situation without striking repression. She had a long life, and she lived it gratefully, trying to make a change for the better. She died at the age of 90 in 2014 in Johannesburg, but her work will always live on.